you're there, right? For example, once you're already there, you've been onboarded as your, the security person, and you might be actually representing the one-person security team, or you might be leading the security team in that case for the startup. What are the things to address first? Like, for example, we know that all of these smaller security teams are playing multiple roles, right? And they're looking at a lot of things, whatever be your domain, essentially, the primary domain, you obviously have to look into a lot of things parallelly. Now, in terms of leading these teams, what is your, that prime mantra of figuring out what is urgent and what's important from a security lead's point of view, essentially?
Yeah, right. See, whenever we enter any company, regardless of the role and the job description, it's very important for the employee to understand the organic business of that company. You may be a security person, you may be a dev, you may be product, but you should know what the company is into. The company can be into an e-com space, fintech space, vanilla payments, or maybe even gaming for that matter. You need to understand the basic DNA of the company, which kind of helps you strategize what is that you're going to secure, what is that is actually the core asset which you need to protect, right? It's a simple war tactic. If you want to protect 10 things, you have to kind of understand these are the 2-3 important critical aspects of these 10 things that you need to kind of protect, right? So it goes to security for that matter. You are onboarded, try and understand the organic business function of the company. If you understand that, security can become a very natural thing for you, because you carry enough of experience along with you to make sure you apply that security acumen to protecting the critical assets. So in a way, I try and understand if we are dealing with data as one of the most critical assets, if we are dealing with payments in terms of as a business, or it can be just the regulations or compliances that drives the company. Think it in this way. If an adversary is supposed to attack you tomorrow, what is that one piece of thing that he's going to go after, which can impact maybe the brand reputation of your company? It can lead into a breach, or it can be completely a disaster in terms of your P&L numbers, right? So if you kind of understand that simple aspect and build that awareness around business, security becomes a very innate function. Now, coming to your distinction on how do you derive what is important, what is extremely important, I think that will be everyone's prerogative in the kind of ecosystem that you play. Some of the times I feel if you start very small, understanding the business requirements and building a secured perimeter first. I think one of the things that we do as part of security professionals is, we have seen the other side of security as well. We try to break into things, right? And where do we start? We start completely as a hacker, black hat hacker, where we get a bunch of endpoint assets and we try into breaking them, right? So if you need to do that aspect first, you kind of also need to secure your perimeter. So I think that is
what you can break into, essentially.
Exactly. And that becomes one of the most important aspect to start with. You kind of secure your perimeter, and then on you can, build, you rely on a maturity framework for security, pick up on NIST or any of these well-defined frameworks, and build your security strategy on top of it.
Yeah, I think that very clearly calls out what have always been the priorities, but which has not changed even today, right? Defining your perimeter and things.